So in the class structure of the course I'm offering, when we begin the class, we're going to begin standing and moving, move into standing and stillness. And in that process, we're going to learn to release embodied states of distress. And let's say there's a half dozen really common states of distress. So we want to go through that experience, that process tangibly, so that we're not in distress. When we're standing and moving, we're going to play with that willow dance. We're going to learn another form to make sure all of our range of motion and joints are all nice and happy and healthy, so that when we go into standing stillness, we can actually arrive in stillness. And then we might do some other things with breath work. And then when we sit down in our practice, we're going to do the induction part. Sit, move, twist, lean, articulate, meridians, breath work, dantians, other aspects of practice to build that womb, to eventually hold a space for that sacred embryo. And then we move into stillness practice. So the classes will be moving, standing, a bit of standing stillness, moving, seated inductions, training, all the inner work, and then a bit of seated stillness. But what I try and encourage people to do is after your practice session, usually we have a Q&A afterwards, after the practice session, then you want to go and sit in stillness for a long time. Or make sure at least once in a while you can sit still for a few hours. The magic number is 4 hours. Because if we can sit in stillness and silence and darkness for 4 hours, yeah, I teach doctors, so I'm not making this up, you can help regenerate the physical structure of your brain, and specifically your hippocampus, which is the part of your brain that actually learns through embodied interaction. So when we want to enjoy and employ and engage stillness, it's not just, shh, don't talk in your mind. It's to become and come home to complete embodied existence in that way. And again, that allows us to become so familiar with that place, so aligned and so healthy in our structure that when we're sitting for hours, we're not sitting collapsing, we're not sitting in soreness, we're not sitting in boredom, we're sitting in the imminence of cultivated practice. And again, it doesn't take, you don't have to do this every day. I mean, it would be great if you could. Try it. Build a practice. Even if you don't want to do this kind of a tradition, build a practice. Build your embodied capacity to sit still in good alignment with conscious breathing for 4 hours. Do that in silence in a dark room. Send me an email the next day. How did you sleep? How is your focus? How is your space of attention? How rooted are you in your embodied calmness, your gur and purr of imminent state and stillness? Because that's what all of that stuff is for. In every ancient tradition, that's the condition. Practice is preparing for practice, and then practice is stillness, darkness, silence, 4 hours. It's always been that way. And I love that modern science can say, well, there's a reason why.